Hi there. Mm, Today's small video. I don't really want to work on the project because the next part would be quite big. Um, so I, like I mentioned in the previous video, I will try to create a database design for the entire application except the actual gameplay, because it will come in a later stage. But anyway, the overall concept of the application, how the platform is created, and what their relation has with prices, users, um, and stuff like that. So I and you will be able to have a better global understanding about the overall application, if that makes sense. I don't know if you hear me correctly, because there is some work, a construction site outside. So I hope I am clear in my words. Anyway, let's go. I'll try to create like a template for the so I can reuse it. I'll launch my app, see what I've done already. Oh yeah, by the way, I've kind of developed a flash messaging system yesterday, just to flash a pop. I recorded it, but I accidentally did it in the rush, so anyway, it wasn't that interesting. It was pretty fast and straightforward. Like, I don't need to put a wireframe. It's not really important for the data schema. The thing that is more important is like being able to see the relationship between every component of the app. Oh, we need a profile picture, of course. I don't know if the profile picture should be like should be inside of this user table or should be in another table, since they have you can choose between different type. Let's still hide it. I don't set the ID. There's supposed to be an ID, but I don't really care. Cache table, we don't care. Job table, we don't care. The language, no, that we care about the language. Yep. There's the name of the language, which is a JSON file. Fuck. JSON type, sorry, because it's unstated. And there is the code, and there is like somehow the flag code, which is completely useless, to be honest, because it's the same thing as the code. Should remove it. Let's not put it. Now we have the timestamp, but we don't care about the timestamp. So this is our language. How can I group this? Can I group this? I guess I can. Yeah. So now, yeah. The competition table. Now that's start to be interesting. The IP endpoint is only used for instance, if I have like an API of finish an API, instead of hard-coded, I just can dynamically change the API endpoint directly inside of the database. The goal is also to have like, if I have an API that covers every sports, I can in the API URL only specify a certain competition, so there will be every time it will be the same logic. It's just a competition that changes the parameters into this URL. So this is why it's important to have it directly inside the database. Same for the sport, because depending on the sport type, like it's tennis or football, it's not the same logic behind it, because it would not be the same question, etc. So it's important to have that stored inside of the database. The status, like if the competition is running or not, if it's active basically, or it's finished, or it's running. Check if the competition can be orderable by some clients. This is important if we want to create a specific competition only for one client, and we don't want the competition to be orderable for the next for other client. The next two things are quite similar. It's like started at and ended at. This is also in order to say if the competition can be orderable or not. Like if the competition is finished, then the user cannot buy it, order it, sorry. Now we start to get into the more in-depth vision of the product. So we have the user, we have their languages, we have the competition, and our biggest piece of table is the platforms table. So what is the platform, you may ask? Well, this is a platform. Actually, it doesn't work because Safari added the 3W. Yeah, so this is a platform. This is a platform customized. This is the demo platform. So every platform has a subdomain. It's a, how do we say? Multi-tenancy application, so that we need to have a multi-tenant logic in the database. So platform can have a name, well, it can have a UID actually. I always use UID combined with primary key, regular primary key, because I like to have the UID as a unique identifier and something that I can expose to the public. I don't want to expose the ID to the public, because otherwise, like if a platform has an ID, like I don't know, ID 10, that means that it's a 10th platform on the database, so therefore we can kind of reverse engineering how much platform do I have on my server, etc, etc, and I don't want that. And if I only have UID, then it's not as performant as the primary key ID in terms of relationship. So that's why I have both, and UID just basically serve as a slug. Now the subdomain, pretty self-explanatory. The subdomain is like defined automatically when your platform is created by the name, but you can change it later. It will be at the beginning, since it's free and everybody can create platform, it will be combined with a UID and a name, so make sure that it's perfectly unique. Let's start with the number of users that can join the platform, and now it's like personalization stuff, like the quarters. I'm going fast on it because it's something that I've already think before making this video, even before making this new project, because it's something you have to think about before starting to design a database, or what you're gonna need as an image and stuff like this. Well, this is for the customization of the image, the logo, the backgrounds. And now this is the other pages. If a page is enabled or disabled. Yeah, this is where it should be inside of this table. Because admin user can decide to disable some pages if they don't want to, if they don't need it, sorry. By default they are enabled, but sometimes user and client don't want it to be enabled. And since it's pretty, there's not much development behind it. Table service page, yeah. Now the rules are down now. That's interesting. I don't know where you should go. Should go in the rule table? Not sure. I think it should be on this. And how to make extension. Previously I used to create another table for that, but since it's just a list of email, I can just create an array JSON column and store it as an array into the database. This is more coherent and performant. Now one thing I didn't put inside of this is the access code. Like you can only access the platform if you have a certain code that you have to enter when you register yourself. And so, because in the previous project I used to set up this. You see all the table that we're gonna have? Yeah, that's just crazy. So I think that's pretty it. And I'm thinking again. The demo we don't care. The CGO will be another table. The favicon, it's just a logo. So for that, since a user can have multiple platform, I'm not sure yet if a user could have multiple platform, but in case, I created a pivot table, and I also had if the user is the admin or if the user is the owner of the platform. So instead of creating another table, there will be the role table. I can directly create. I can directly store the role inside of the pivot table. This is more. It's easier to get to understand. Now we're going to have the same thing for the language. So language platform, I suppose. The convention is, yeah, since language is R, platform is a P, it should be in alphabetical order. Anyway. So for the prices, yeah, of course you can have a name, a description and an image, and most importantly they need to be ranked. Like for instance, the user that have from the place from the rank 10 to the rank 20, they earn these prizes. Now the prize, only if you want only a prize for the top one, you just say like rank form, and rank 2 would have the same value, like 1 and 1, so we know that it's only for the first one, if that makes sense. Now we need another table. What would it be? Pretty simple, nothing crazy. It's just I to display some highlights for the user, like, oh, the company, the competition started in X days and stuff like this. So I'm looking at my cheat code, my cheat sheet, because it's something I've already done. So we need a text. We need a background color, a color text, and we need a background color. So there we go. We're good to go, I think. That's pretty much it. Next, the rules. It's follows the same structures. Like it's always the same thing. Title, it's like a section. It's kind of like a WYSIWYG. So yeah, title, content, which would be the actual WYSIWYG. The position. That's pretty much it. How? No, so that was for the viewers. Now, another thing, like not mandatory, not crazy, is the articles. Yeah. If the admin of the competition wants to create some articles, it's not really like an important feature, but some clients required it, so I've added it throughout the times. Yeah, so it's once again it's follows the same structure. You just have the visibility thing, and an image cover, and a publish date. Really nothing crazy. No. within the term of service page. If some clients has a custom terms of service and they want to display, and this happen often actually. So we need to be able, and it will follow the exact same structures as rules. So yeah, it's the same thing. I could perhaps I could do something like a morphing relation, but I don't want to block myself with this kind of thing, like polymorphism. So yeah, we'll just duplicate the room thing. Fuck. And it'll be, how's it called again? Terms of service. Terms. Okay. Now rules URL, we should also add a terms of URLs if we want. Yeah, this should be nice. Now, what do we need? It's already a pretty good start, right? Let me check in the previous version of the product. Yeah, everything, the rest like is basically the structure of how the games works. My computer is dying right now. The invitation, you don't need it. I used to have like kind of a little chatbot where the employee could be graded with some interaction data. This is quite a nice idea. I should put it also inside of inside of this version too. Now what should we add? The avatars. I don't know what to do with this. To be honest, I don't know if I should outcode the avatar section or if I should allow people to modify it. Not a lot of people modify it, so let's sponsor table. Nobody use it, so it's not priority right now. Oh, the messenger thing. Now that's that's something that is quite important. Actually, I was not sure I would do it, but I think it's quite mandatory to have a message app. I mean, it has ChatGPT. What should we do next? The communication kit. Yeah, this is quite important too. I want to be able to create like custom posters and custom emails and stuff like that, branded as a white label, branded as the image of the client. Start a mandatory system once again. So yeah, that's basically how it works. Now I will link everything and see you. Okay, so far the database and the relation looks like this. Oh, I forgot one. What is this one? Why is it linked to subdomain? So yeah, it looks like that. This is pretty simple, nothing crazy. So a platform can have multiple prices, multiple outlets, multiple rules, multiple articles, multiple terms of condition, multiple message with multiple message tag. Oh, actually this should be like linked to the user ID, but it's all the way over there, so I won't do it. And a platform can have one chatbot. With one chatbot can have many chatbot messages. I don't know if I should put the chatbot ID inside of the platform. I don't know. I don't really want to. It's a one-to-one relationship, but I don't know actually. So this is the design of the platform, and not of that the game itself. The game would be quite much more complicated, especially when it comes to the competition and the question creation system and the point scoring system. But this would be for another topic and for another video. So that was it for today, and see you in the next one.